Hello and welcome to another edition of YPAC Check-ins. I'm your host, Sean Davido, and today we're joined by Andrew Holt. Andrew is the Executive Director of DAY, which is the Downtown Association of Yakima. Thank you for joining me today, Andrew.
Great to be with you, Sean, as always.
Now, let's talk about Downtown Yakima. Things are changing back to normal. I do want to talk about the area that you serve, and a little bit about the structure of DAY and what area you serve. A little bit of it is behind me, as you can see.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Let's talk about just the area you serve and what you guys do for the community.
Sure. Starting with the area that we serve, it's basically the downtown Main Street core. We actually are part of the state Main Street organization or program, and they actually specify what that district is. But we, as far as promotions and just getting the downtown revitalized, we expand that out a little bit. So basically our district runs from where 7th Avenue and Summit View intersect at Yakima Avenue West, right there where Walgreens is and the Laureate is. And we go east all the way to the convention center, to 8th or 9th, however you like to have it. Then when we're west of the Front Street, it's about a block on each side of Yakima Avenue. And then as you get east of Front Street, it fans out to about 2 blocks north and south of Yakima Avenue. Although there's some areas that are south of Chestnut that are pretty modern commercial, and we are Downtown Association, but we are a historic downtown association. So there needs to be some kind of historic feel to it. So we do have a map, but it's basically, I always tell people, if you really are kind of struggling with what I'm saying, just go the Yakima Avenue stretch that I told you, and 2 blocks north, 2 blocks south, and that's really the focus of our efforts.
The main
and
corridor.
And then really what we're all about is our mission is to revitalize the downtown core and also maintain the historic aspect as much as we can. And we try to revitalize through a lot of different ways, but one of the big ways is the events, which we're going to talk about, to just bring people to downtown so that they can see all of the assets of downtown. But we also do a lot of programmatic things like the facade improvement program, the maintenance and beautification program, so the downtown is a nice place to be. And we also really act as a resource for the downtown community. Any questions that they might have regarding grants, how to get things done, act as a liaison between the city and the businesses, try to help the businesses as far as their own situation, all of those things. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. And we've been in existence since 2015, and we've been in our current form with a full-time executive director and an autonomous board and our own office since I joined, which was in May of 2017.
Wonderful overview. Now let's talk about some of the specific things that DAY does. Let's talk about the Facade Grant. I know that there were applications recently that is part of the beautification efforts of downtown. Go ahead and talk about that and that program a little bit, and some of the business that you've helped and some that you will continue to help.
Sure. Okay. So right now, as you and I are recording, we are reviewing the 3 applications that we received this year. Every year, we have an application period, and they have to be in the historic district. It has to be a building or a business in the historic district, and we provide a 50-50 matching grant for the facade. So it has to be viewable from the right of way. And it's all about revitalizing the buildings. It's also about economic development. If the business or the building is able to improve their physical structure, obviously that's going to help their business. So we were excited about the 3 that we got this year, and we'll be announcing who we're awarding the money to. We don't have a bucket full of money, but it is for some of these businesses, when we give them $10,000, that really makes a difference. some of the programs that we have, or some of the projects that we've done in the past. The Thai House, if you remember the Thai House, that was a very closed, brick-laden building, and now it's got a beautiful glass facade, very open, and that has sparked a tremendous amount of investment in that building. The Thai House now has taken on these back 2/3 of that building and is expanding the restaurant. It's like the third phase of renovation that they've done, which started with the initial phase, which was a facade grant. So those kind of things we're really excited about. Other ones, the Hiddle building is a huge success story. That was a $1 million project, over $1 million project. We gave $15,000 for them to help with their facade. But, you know, to be a part of a huge renovation project where you have a building now that has great living on the second and third floors, and the beer den on the bottom floor is a great success story. And then just other ones that I can think of. I mean, there's been quite a few, but there's the crafted mural, and they redid the outside. That brickwork was failing. They were able to shore that up and get that beautiful mural on there. Oh, last year we did the Opera House on Front Street, which had failing pillars, brickwork, and again, it sparked a bigger project. So the pillars were fixed. Brickwork was done, but then they also did plaster work and they did some painting. And so it's, you know, it's incremental, right? It's one project at a time, but yeah, it's been a really good project. And I appreciate the businesses and the building owners who have applied.
And sometimes it's even one brick at a time. Some of those bricks are failing, and it's just to get that front looking good again. And then the business owners take over, and they want to make their businesses inside successful, and so they contribute too, and contribute to our community. So okay, we've got a lot of ground to cover. You guys are doing stuff all the time. So as we were speaking before this, we were talking about it's hard to put a date to this as we're recording. You're gonna have stuff every weekend. Stuff coming up, starting to roll out. Let's talk about spring events. Let's talk about Downtown Farmers Market and some of the other events that you've got going on for the spring.
Sure. Yeah, I'll try to be a little more concise, so then you can just ask me questions. But so Farmers Market is up and running. We opened up on Mother's Day weekend, and we had our best market ever since we've been running it, which is now 5 years. We had over 4,000 people in attendance, and a great day for the vendors. Again, it's on South 3rd, right in front of the Capitol Theater, every Sunday from 9 until 1 o'clock. It is a true farmers market. We're a member of the Washington State Farmers Market Association. So that means that you're going to buy directly from the producer, and there is no resale going on. And it's just a great way, when the weather's great, it's just beautiful to come out and buy flowers, buy fresh produce, listen to music, and visit with your neighbors, and maybe even get, you know, something to eat. Oh, that's the other thing is, Sean, we brought back this year, because COVID protocols are pretty much gone, the picnic benches with the tents, so people who are buying prepared food there can sit down and eat and really enjoy themselves. And then Downtown Summer Nights will start June 9th. So we're back with Downtown Summer Nights. I know everyone's excited about that. During the interim, it didn't matter what I was talking about. I could be talking about our healthcare plan. Somebody would say, I have a question. When are you doing Downtown Summer Nights again? So we know that people wanted it back. So we start June 9th, and we'll do it for every Thursday, except we'll take June 23rd off in preparation for Roots and Vines, which we're moving to June 25th this year, just for this year, because of COVID delays and some internal scheduling conflicts. But we're excited to have Roots and Vines back. We've got a really good lineup. We've announced the lineup. Tickets are on sale. You can go to our website, which is downtownyakima.com, and go to Roots and Vines. Click on it and order tickets. It is $20. That's a $5 discount. If you order before the event, it's $25 at the gate, and then we'll have some pop-up sales that will have even further discounts. But it's bluegrass, Americana music, great local craft beverages, great food, all on historic North Front Street Downtown Summer Nights is the same way. It's a weekly concert. It starts at 5:30, goes till 9. You've got local bands, national bands. We've got the beer garden with local craft beverages. And then you have all the food vendors and retail vendors. And it's just a sort of like a weekly music festival. So those things are great to have back. They're going to keep us very busy. And if you want to volunteer with us, you can definitely do that. We love having new volunteers and old volunteers. And so you can go to our website and just fill out the volunteer sheet there on the category for about us. There's always ways to get involved with volunteering. You can just click and fill out the form, and then we'll get you all signed up. So though, let's see, we got flowers downtown. I think we covered those. Those are going to keep us kind of busy.
We didn't talk about flower baskets. We need to talk about flower baskets. They should be going up, right? Some of the beautification stuff. As we're recording, we were just talking. They're going to be going up. It's just after Mother's Day now, so they'll be up right now. They're going up this next weekend into the spring. So
so we'll have well over 300, I believe, well over 300 baskets hanging. About 250 or 260 pots and rectangles. So we're going to be blossoming with flowers. And so we really appreciate everybody who makes that happen. The vendor who provides it, and that's specifically what they do. They do it in other cities, and they do it in such a way that when you get the baskets and you get the bedding flowers, they're ready to go, right? They don't have to sprout and all that good stuff. And then all the volunteers, all the wonderful volunteers, and the maintenance and beautification staff at Bay who make it happen. John O'Rourke built the program. He did a fabulous job. He actually just left us. He's taken a job with the city, but he certainly put his stamp on that program. He's done a great job. Not only developing with the vendor the flowers so that they are the best they can be, but during the season, he was phenomenal in keeping them robust and going. So he will be very missed, but we wish him the best in his new endeavors. We have a new fellow coming along, Justin Ross, and hopefully he can follow in John's footsteps.
Wonderful. Yeah. Now, I do want to talk just a little bit about the volunteers and the board members. Talk about some of the people that make this happen. I know they're key members of our community. I want to make sure we thank them.
Yes.
Joe Mann and some of those people, Ben Hiddle. Talk about them.
Okay. Well, you mentioned Joe Mann. He's our president. Ben Hiddle is one of our resident downtowners. He's not on the board, but he's on our design committee. And he is just an integral part of what we do. And we love Ben, as well as Joe. And then we have, if I try to name them all, I'll probably forget some of them, but Nancy Rayner is our vice president. Rhonda Ostrom, excuse me, is our secretary. John Ball is our treasurer. And they, all of those members have been with us a long time, and they were part of the group that said, we've got to get a Downtown Association, a Main Street program going because we've got all this revitalization going on. Christy Foster, who's at Wheatland Bank, is on our board. Mandy Kleiss at Elliott Insurance. Todd Hodges, who is retired, but he ran Eakin Fruit for years. Trevor Green just joined us, superintendent of Yakima School District. Lori Fisk, who is a real estate agent for John L. Scott, and Maria Fabara, who is branch operations for Kashmir Valley Bank. So I think I got everybody in there. If I don't, I'm sure I'll hear about it. But they are our board, and we do have a couple of board positions open, but we do ask that you go through the vetting process, because the Downtown Association Board is a very hands-on working board. You've got to work downtown summer nights, Roots and Vines, Farmers Market, all those things. So it's quite a commitment, and these people are fabulous. They come through. And then all of our volunteers, we've got, I couldn't name them all, but there's some
Tons
people,
of people, just
who are
lots of
key
people out there that are.
volunteers who head up committees. And then our team members, like I said, John O'Rourke, who's such an integral part of what we did, who just left us. And then, and again, we wish him the best, and think that it's probably a better opportunity for him right now. But Emily Payne, who's our full-time maintenance beautification assistant. We just brought on Justin Ross, Yvette Lippert, who's our farmers market manager, does a bang-up job. And then Brianna Stratton, who is our administrative assistant and our assistant events coordinator. And hopefully I haven't forgotten it, but all those people.
And I'll put this up on the screen for everybody to see. People need to visit downtownyakima.com for all this information, all the calendar information. There's a lot of stuff going on, and it's good to be back to being normal a little bit, and to have these events going on, and to be able to go and be part of our community. And I want to thank you, especially for taking this on. They talk about volunteering. You're out there and you're putting in the hours as the executive director, well above and beyond your call of duty, I'm certain. So I want to make sure that is
thank you, Sean.
Known and appreciated.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you and everybody else for watching us. There are some great things going on in our community. Again, downtownyakima.com.
Correct.
Anything else you want to add?
I just want to say that we really appreciate the support from everyone. And you mentioned the website, but our Facebook and Instagram pages, which are, again, Downtown Yakima. That's all you got to punch in. Just check there. We're always promoting businesses, telling people what's going on. So feel free to check into that too.
Find and follow on Instagram, Twitter, all of the social media channels. That's the way we communicate nowadays. Like I say, I want to thank you very much, Andrew, for joining me.
You bet.
And I want to thank everybody else. Get out and get downtown. Thank you very much.
Great. Okay. Thank you, Sean.
Have a nice day.